Welcome back. For the latest on North Dakota high school football, we bring in Jody Norstedt, who was a busy man this past Friday, along with the rest of the North Dakota team. And you guys got a little wet, didn't you?
Well, some of us did. Brian somehow dodged all the raindrops. He was down south of Fargo shooting some games. He didn't get a drop, but the rest of us got absolutely soaked. It was horizontal rain. It was messing with the cameras, getting those all blurry, but it also makes for the best highlights when you have guys running around in the mud and stuff like that. So a great Friday night of football.
Gotta love the horizontal rain. Okay, let's talk about that football. We'll talk about the most recent game. It was 1 versus 2 in Class 3A, with West Fargo going to visit second-ranked Bismarck Legacy on Saturday.
Yeah, Kelly, this is the game that had all the hype surrounding it last week. West Fargo playing against its 4th consecutive ranked opponent, and Legacy trying to make the biggest statement in its young program's history. Here's a look at the highlights from the new Sanford Athletic Complex adjacent to the Legacy High School. Just as West Fargo has done all season, they get out to a quick start. Alex L had a nice return on the opening kickoff, and then 5 plays later, Jared Franick finds the end zone, makes it 7-zip Packers. Franick rushed 11 times for 87 yards. He and Sell are a great 1-2 punch in the backfield. Here goes number 99, rumbling 10 yards into the end zone. Again, you see the raindrops falling. Even on Saturday, Legacy head coach Chris Clemens couldn't figure out this Packer offense. Second quarter, Andy Grabdahl, the Jacob Faircloth, capping off a 90-yard drive. The touchdown puts West Fargo up 19-zip at half. Now to the third, Sell's massive night continues, picking off Jason Hoekstra's pass. What can't the guy do? The answer? Nothing. There is nothing he can't do. He goes untouched from 22 yards out. West Fargo cruising up 25-zip. West Fargo continues its dominance over ranked opponents. They win 39-7. They're 4-0 and have even surprised their head coach.
I didn't have this high a bar, and we talked about that just this last week. We got to raise the bar because our guys are playing really well, and they play team football, and they like each other. And so if they just keep doing that, we're going to be hard to handle.
So just to recap this start for the Packers, they played 4 state-ranked opponents, and they have won all 4 games by a combined margin of 165-41. Speaking of domination, the top-ranked 2A team, Bismarck St. Mary's, took care of third-ranked Devils Lake on Saturday, 35-0. The Saints have outscored opponents by a combined 168-0. To continue our headlines, let's take a look at our list of top performers and hand out our varsity sports game ball. So many teams battled through wet conditions to earn these numbers. You see some familiar names on the list and some new ones too. Let's start with taking a look at Jason Gallrap's night for Cheyenne. He carried the ball 23 times, and as the rain got heavier, the lead Mustang in the backfield kept getting stronger. He rushed for 112 and 3, helping Cheyenne take down Davies 22-12. Century QB Jacob Olson had a big game in the shutout win over Dickinson. The senior QB passed for 172 yards and a pair of touchdowns to go with a rushing score. The Patriots are on a 3-game win streak. Grand Forks Central snapped an 8-year losing streak to rival Red River. Zach Murphy was a big part of that. He's Mr. Do-It-All for the Knights. He rushed for 174 yards and a trio of touchdowns. Murphy also picked up 90 yards through the air. We talked about West Fargo's dominance. Alex Sell had a big hand in it on Saturday with the 2 touchdowns and an interception. Interesting week for Shanley. They lost starting QB Caden Kuhneman to a broken collarbone for 6 to 8 weeks. That happened against Watford City, but Cade Busick stepped in and played outstanding, completing 13 of 17 passes for 229 yards and 5 touchdowns. One camera that he took out. Cam Seville was his top target, going for 5 catches, 131 yards, and 2 scores. The Deacons improved to 4-0 with the win over Central Cass. St. Mary's had their passing attack going again, with Hudson Bradley having a big day. Ben Hogarth continues to put up monster numbers for Oak Grove. The senior running back rushed for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just another day at the office. The Grovers are still perfect with the win at Northern Cass. Hogarth has already rushed for over 1,000 yards. The Grovers played top-ranked EEK on Friday in a battle of unbeatens. Adams of Olney with 4 rushing scores for Park River Fordville Lincoln. And congrats to Ned Rose on the program's first varsity win, a 6-zip overtime victory over Lewis and Clark. Ned Rose in its first year of fielding a varsity program. They're based in the Minot area. Our game ball goes to a beast in the backfield, Wapaton's Aaron Dykey, who rushed for 239 yards and 5 touchdowns in a blowout win over Valley City. This is footage of Dykey from a game against St. Mary's earlier this season. Dykey also had a school record 96-yard touchdown run on Friday against the Highliners. Wapaton is off to a 3-1 start. The Huskies could very well be the third best team in Class 2A right now behind St. Mary's and Shanley. We'll find that out as the season rolls along. Kelly, back to you.
All right, great insight as always, Jody. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Coming up after the break, a quick recap of our FCS highlights and our best of for the weekend. You're watching Midco Sports Tonight.